Welcome back to the channel. I'm Freedom Malhotra, and this is your go-to spot for everything real estate in Toronto and the GTA. Today, we're going to talk about what every new investor needs to hear. The top mistakes to avoid as a beginner real estate investor. So if you're starting out, you'll definitely want to tune in. So let's dive in. I want you to know that what I'm about to share with you is based on real experiences. My own experience as a real estate investor and realtor for over 15 years, and from my observations coaching hundreds of other real estate investors in the past who have been my clients. One of the common mistakes that I see happening time and time again is that people rush it. They make emotional decisions. It could be that a friend or family member has told them about some investment opportunity they're buying, so then suddenly this investor thinks, okay, well, if my friend and family are buying, well, maybe I should buy too. And often it's usually a decision that has to be made quickly. They're going to be selling out of inventory, so you better buy in or you're going to miss out. So there's all this pressure to make a decision quickly, or it could be that you personally have fallen in love with a property. Wow, you love this home. You've got this emotional attachment to this property, which is a problem because as an investor, there should be no emotion, truly. And what I mean by that is we have to think logically in terms of what our tenant desires, not what we want, because what we want is not really relevant. We have to know who our desired tenant is, our desired tenant profile, and what they would be looking for in a home. And there's variety of other factors to consider as well. So watch out for rushing into decisions. There should be no rush. Really, you're making a big decision here. What's the rush? If an opportunity passes, don't worry. There'll be another one. It's really important to have patience when it comes to investing. Another big mistake that many new investors make is they get the wrong advice. They talk to the wrong people and from that build a blueprint, build a plan of action based on misinformation. Now, if you were traveling anywhere in the world, let's say Australia, would you talk to someone who's never been to Australia for advice on how to put a travel plan together? Of course not. And yet, I've observed that many real estate investors do just that. Without knowing it, they work with realtors that have never bought an investment property personally, which is a big issue. Because how can someone who's never bought an investment, who's never managed tenants, who's never been in that business, be your guide in making your first purchase? And it's not just the realtor. You've got to make sure the lawyer's got experience in the game, your mortgage broker. You've got to surround yourself with a network, with a team of professionals who are in the game of real estate investing on a personal level, because that's the type of expertise and advice you need to rely on to make the best of decisions. You're not a real estate investor until you've bought your first real estate investment. I'm going to repeat that. You're not a real estate investor until you've made your first purchase of a property. It may seem obvious, but it's so easy to get caught up in the research, looking at more and more properties, but never making the critical step, writing offers, going forward to purchase a property, pulling the trigger. And this is because of this next mistake that I notice people making, and it's paralysis of analysis. And we get into paralysis of analysis because we're afraid. We're afraid to make mistakes. We're so caught up in making the perfect decision that we don't make a decision at all. And it's really important not to do that, because your success will begin and will officially start when you've made your purchase and you start to really learn what it means to be an investor. There's one thing to read about it. There's another thing to become one and to actually implement the information that you've learned. There are many mistakes you can make and you will make as an investor. But one of the big mistakes you should avoid, as this final mistake I want to share with you in this video today. And that is, don't overlook the fact that this is a business. You've got to treat real estate investing as a business. People get so caught up in figuring out how to find that first property and buy the property that they overlook that you're now entering the realm of customer service. Once you buy your first residential investment property and have your first tenant, it's up to you as the landlord to provide the best customer service experience so that your tenant's happy. And by that, being a satisfied tenant would stay longer, will treat your property better. And it really comes down to many things, many factors. You've got to get good at screening tenants, finding the best of tenants. And then after that, how to manage the relationship. There are laws in Ontario that you have to follow as a landlord. And as a business owner, as a property owner, it's important for you to understand those rules. You'll be surprised as to how many times I'll work with landlords that have already bought a property in the past, out through me, and they have no idea what the rules are. They don't know that there's certain protocols you have to follow to increase rent within the guidelines. There's certain things you can and cannot do as a landlord. And as a business owner, it's up to you to understand those rules. So treat this as a business. Don't forget that. And there you have it. Top 4 mistakes to avoid as a first-time real estate investor. Remember, the key is to be patient, persevere to the finish line, and surround yourself with the right people to help you get there. In the comments below, definitely let me know which of these tips resonated with you the most. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one.